First and foremost, welcome to Lore. In this guide, I will briefly try to explain everything you need to know about the game to get started and to start climbing the ranks. I will start by introducing very simple concepts in the beginning and then go into a bit more advanced tips on how to improve your lore level. If you're already confident in your basic lore abilities, you might want to consider going to part 2 directly. For the rest of you though, I hope you enjoyed this video. But for now, a short introduction to the game itself. Lore is, as many card games, in its core rather simple. You have your Nexus health, seen on the right side of the screen. Your opponent also has a Nexus and you both start with 20 health. Your goal during a match is to get your opponent's Nexus to 0 health while your Nexus stays above 0. How you can do that I will explain in a bit. For now, we'll dive into the second most important topic. Mana and turns. Each turn begins with either you or your opponent getting the attack token. This will switch each turn, so either of you get to attack every 2 turns. A turn can go on for as long as you or your opponent is playing cards, meaning if you use a card, your opponent gets the chance to do so as well, and this goes on for the rest of the turn until both players are not able to play anything anymore or pass, which means you decide against playing a card and you're willing to skip your move, also commonly known as an action. With the beginning of any turn, you will gain a mana crystal as seen on the right side of your board. This is your main resource in the game, which you can spend to do basically anything you can imagine within the game, of course. Cards are divided in 3 main categories: followers, champions and spells. Though, through recent add-ons into the game this is expanded by quite a bit. But for now, we'll try to understand the basics first. Any card in the game has a given mana cost as seen in the upper right corner. Whenever you want to play that card, you will need to spend this much mana on it to either put it onto the field or activate its effects, sometimes even both. You normally get 1 card per turn at the very beginning of it, so they are a rare resource and you shouldn't spend them carelessly. In total, you will start with 40 cards in your deck, and if you completely run out of them, you will also lose. This happens quite rarely though, so you don't need to concern yourself with this for now. Some of these cards may have an effect that come into play at this point, but for now, let's look at what you can do with your newly acquired cards. Any follower or champion has an attack stat seen in the bottom right corner and a health stat in the bottom left corner. Whenever you attack or get attacked, these 2 stats will decide on the outcome of the battle. If a unit hits an enemy's unit, his attack gets subtracted from the enemy's health, and your unit in turn loses as much health as the enemy's attacking points state. But wait, what's all of this about attacking? What is attacking? As I've already said, every 2 turns you get to attack. This is signaled by the sword icon on the turn counter. Whenever a player has the attack icon and it's his turn to do something, he can decide to engage in combat. This is done by dragging your units onto the battlefield and putting them into combat. Now the opposing player is allowed to choose in which way he wants to block the attacking units. But wait, what's blocking? Whenever a player attacks, his opponent can choose to block the attacking units by dragging his units onto the battlefield and therefore negate incoming Nexus damage. If a unit is left unblocked, it will be able to attack a Nexus health, subtracting whatever power he has from it. So there's one more topic concerning this we didn't yet talk about: champions. Champions are original to lore and are in most cases the strongest units there are. Each champion has a unique mechanic that is bound to it. We'll take a starting champion as an example here. Garen is a 5/5 normally, but if he has struck twice, he levels up. Any champion has at least 2 levels, his level 1 and his level 2. Most of the times you will only be able to see a champion's true strength once you level him up, which is done by fulfilling whatever is set under the level up tab. Looking at Garen again, he will give you the chance to attack each turn now instead of every 2 turns. Pretty neat, right? Now we look at the last basic category of cards: spells. Spells are divided into 4 different speeds: burst, fast, slow and focus. A burst spell takes its effect instantly, even during the battle phase, not giving your opponent a chance to react to them. Fast spells are also able to be played whenever, but do give your opponent a chance to counter them, if they can, that is. Slow spells on the other hand take a whole action to take its effect, and are therefore not allowed to be played in the attacking or blocking phase. Lastly, there are focus spells that do not take any action to be played, but you are never able to use them in combat or as a response to any other spells. Spells are like humans, unique, and they're able to almost do anything, so you always need to be aware that your opponent may choose to play a spell at any point to change the game state. Trying to simplify this though, we can try to categorize them in roughly 3 main categories. Buff spells, a spell that makes a unit stronger. Removal spells, spells that kill a unit or remove them entirely from the game. And special spells. Mostly these are designed around an idea that your deck is based around. These can range from reviving units to stunning enemies, denying their attack, and much more. It is important though to consider that most spells give you less value than a follower champion would, if you look at their mana cost. But of course, there are exceptions to this rule. The last thing you will need to consider before playing your first round is keywords. There are around 70 different keywords in the game, all of them doing different things. All keywords are able to change the game drastically and can alter the state of the entire match you're playing. But before you get overwhelmed, here's the good news. There are pretty decent tutorials for each of them built into the game under the Challenges tab in the game. Moreover, I will try to create a lengthy short series covering each of them, giving you a rough overview of what they do. And even if you don't fancy doing either of those things, you will most likely only see one or two of these each game, and you're able to hover over them with your mouse to get a short description of what they do. This series is a multi-video series, so if you want to know more about lore and dive deeper into its concepts, subscribe and don't miss the next part. For now, thank you for watching and have a good day.